Customary boop. Why is it so quiet?
I don't need to boop.
Hold on.
Why am I quiet?
No. Bori, get the fuck out. You don't need to be involved. Boop, 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 boop. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me okay?
I can, yeah.
Okay. All right. Just seemed like it was quieter than usual, but I don't know what the deal is.
Wouldn't that be your headphones, not your mic?
No, it's like I'm looking at Audacity, and it looks like I'm quieter than I am. And I'm trying to figure out if
It's probably normal. It's probably been that way for like a year now. Look at your recording level at the top.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's quiet too.
I mean, like, what's the recording level at? Is it at 100%?
No. Can you do the thing? Are you gonna turn up? No. There we go. That's a little better.
I have mine at 80%, so. But I do also come off way louder than you.
Yes, you do. Yeah, this looks like it's about right now. Okay. We'll see. Oh, you know what the sound was from last time? Because you said there was a bunch of noise in the background. I don't have a fucking heater in my house that's working. So, is this turning this up or down? Down. Cool. So there's a fan constantly going. So I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
I know there's
yes,
other
there was
sounds.
a fan sound,
yeah,
but there was also bump and thump and tippity tap and clickety clack and sweepity sweep for some reason. I could hear your neighbors sweeping.
There's nobody sweeping. I think you were hearing the fan.
There was sweeping. It was sweeping.
There's nobody sweeping. Gamage.
I
fucking promise you, there was nobody sweeping.
Please do not make me dig up the clip and show you definitively that somebody was sweeping in the background.
But it wasn't someone sweeping. I don't know what it was. Bory tails.
Oh, I can't believe I'm about to fucking dedicate 30 minutes of my time into doing this. I'll send it to you.
So it's there. It's been a long 3 days.
I don't know why that has to be my problem.
Because my whole life is your problem. Bory, you cannot chew a bone against the metal fucking thing. There you go. There's no way Gamage isn't going to murder me in my sleep. The fuck? She, like, heard us talking and was like, fuck this bitch. Watch this.
It's the lack of attempt that really grinds me.
I would say that I try, but I think the problem is my
You
version.
You don't.
It's that I don't.
Don't lie to me. I have recordings.
You're like, I know you don't. Yeah, you son of a bitch.
You don't have anywhere to go. I have receipts. This whole show is a receipt.
You're like, I have weekly receipts. Fuck you. Blanket?
I'm already blanketed. Oh. I come prepared.
No, don't you bullshit me. I also have receipts, and we normally talk about blanketing, and then we take a minute to do so. So fuck off.
The last 2 months, I have been blanketed before you were even on Discord.
Bullshit.
I have receipts.
Hold on, I'm typing. I'm talking to fact checker. Actually, she can hear me. I don't know why I'm typing.
Yeah,
hopefully
don't type.
Fucking
Stop.
Next week.
Unplug your keyboard. Throw it away.
Here, I'm moving it. It's turned off. It's moving away from me.
I have an older AI-generated obituary that I wanted to read you. Actually, I'm going to have you read it because I think it'd be funnier because if you read it and reacted live to it. All right. Oh, wait, not that one.
Did you delete it? Bring back the Falcon facts.
No.
I'm upset
that's
about
this. That was all right. I'll bring it back up just so you could talk about it, but I have something else I wanted you to read.
Okay.
Yeah. Read
True
that.
fact of the day, when falcon breeders want to breed falcons, they wear special falcon sex hats. The hat encourages the falcon to shag the breeder's head and collects the falcon sperm, which can then be artificially inseminated. Oh my god, sexy falcon hats.
It's just Falcon sex hats. There's nothing sexy about them.
Can
look
we
look
talk
at that
about-
hat. There's nothing sexy about that hat.
Yeah, but why then does the falcon want a nut in it?
Because boys generally,
What about that hat
no matter,
makes a falcon want to go, yep,
they all want the sex all the time from anything.
even from hats?
And I don't know what it is, but birds in general like to hump heads. Like there's that famous Jeremy Clarkson bit where he's like doing like a nature show and he finds that like rare green parrot that just ends up like shagging the cameraman's head. That's a famous one. Yeah, that one. Thank you, fact checker.
Look, he's so happy. Wow, he's like really. It's the little flappy wing dance that comes with it that gets me.
It's not Jeremy Clarkson. It's Stephen Fry. My bad. I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Stephen Fry.
Fucking hilarious. What did you actually want me to read besides sexy falcon hats?
It's an AI generated obituary. I found it
For
pretty
me?
funny. Yes, I'm gonna have you read it because I think it'd be funnier if you had a live reaction to it rather than me just saying it and you listening because you're not
I'll
good
tune
at
out.
listening. Exactly. I know. Now this is kind of an older thing, so it's not like it's not a part of the AI bad. This is actually kind of old when AI was still
Rough.
really shitty. I mean, it's still rough and shitty, but like this is back when like it was hilarious that it was rough
It's
and shitty
extra rough and shitty.
and not problematic.
A bot wrote this obituary. Brenda Tent retired from living at the age of old, surrounded by family and natural causes. A librarian from birth, Brenda was an avid collector of dust. She had a sweetheart and married her high school. She loved having hobbies and helping her sons to be disadvantaged youths. She had no horses, but thought she did. The church gave her a choir because she sang like a bird and looked like a bird, and Brenda was a bird. She owed us so many poems. The funeral will be held in 1977 at Heaven. In lieu of flowers, send Brenda more life.
Yeah, it's good.
I really liked she had no horses but thought she did.
My favorite part, like you said it wrong, is she didn't sing like a bird. The church gave her choir because she sang like bird and looked like bird, and Brenda was a bird.
My bad. I added in grammar.
I mean that's what humans do. It's fine.
Yeah.
You like
I was
to
trying
do like
really
an
hard not to do it in this.
autocorrect.
Yeah. Welcome to We Have That Podcast at Home, the only podcast to make sexy bird hats sexier. I'm on brand Rachel.
And I'm on brand Gamage, and they're not sexy hats. They're just sex hats, Rachel. They're sex hats.
We're making them sexier.
We don't have to.
I want to.
Each week we spin a wheel to decide what we're going to steal from another podcast. And last week we landed on comedy, I'm pretty sure. So we're just stealing from comedy podcasts. What comedy podcast do you feel like stealing from this week, Rachel?
One about advice.
One about advice?
Yeah, I forget what those ones are called.
Oh, is that what we were doing?
Yeah. What did you do?
I did something entirely different.
I figured based off of the introduction. What did you do?
I pulled together because I looked through advice and I'm like, this is boring and I don't want to do this, and it's way funnier if I just do my own thing anyway.
It usually is. Proceed.
So I decided to just grab some things from Ask Reddit, which is this. It's like life advice meets No Stupid Questions, where it's like serious questions, but we'd be answering these honestly. Like, this is advice technically.
Okay. Hit me.
I also have a couple quizzes I want you to take first.
Okay.
I decided
Glad we're hitting so many different stops on this one.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was going through things and I'm like, I don't know what I want to do, so I'm just going to throw everything at a wall and see what sticks. Only everything stuck, and I'm like, well, I guess we're not eating spaghetti tonight because all the noodles are on the wall, and I'm really bad at this.
I was going to make the same joke.
All right. First one. These are quizzes I'm administering to you. They're not me. I guess it's like our quiz episode. We did one of those already.
Yes, we did. Loved it. Would love to do it again. So glad we're here.
This one is my friend toxic?
Oh, obviously, yes.
How often does your... Oh, wait. Am I giving this to you, or am I just reading this for me?
I don't know. I guess let's see how it plays out.
Okay. I'll ask you. How often does your friend flake on plans? Friend being me in this case. We're deciding if our relationship is toxic or not.
Am I just answering like arbitrarily, or is there a multiple choice?
Oh, no, there is multiple choice, and I should read those to you, and I will.
After.
Options are: constantly, they almost always cancel at the last minute. Frequently, I might as well flip a coin to see if they show up. Occasionally, they usually have a good excuse. Or never. If they give me their word, I know they'll be there.
I feel like occasionally.
Occasionally?
Yeah.
I've flaked on you in the past?
Yeah.
All right. When?
If you're flaking, you have a good excuse.
That's fair. Yeah.
And it's usually video games.
I'll take that.
Not related to this. No, I mean, like, if we're like, we're going to play this game tonight, you're like, meh.
Oh, I've never once made plans to play video games with you. Ever.
Fine, bitch. Then
actually.
Never.
No.
Never.
I like that answer. No, it's just that like you'll make plans with Brittany to play video games and you'll flake out on those all the time. You'll just fall asleep. I know this, but like because of that, I think I'm just never interested in making plans to play video games with you people.
I like how my problems have collectively applied to you people, as in plural, all of us.
Yeah, all 8 personalities inside of Rachel. She has differential
Wait, whoa.
I forget what it's called.
I don't have 8.
Dissociative identity disorder. That's what it is.
I don't have 8. That's way too many to keep track of. And we all know that I don't pay enough attention to have that many. It's like 6.
You don't pay attention to 8. You pay attention to 4, and then each one of those pays attention to 4, and like ultimately
and it keeps cascading down, and there's actually an infinite number of personalities. We just haven't figured it out. So we're starting with the top of the pyramid, and it's just 8.
Yeah, but your job's only to keep track of a couple of them, and then those ones keep track of other ones. That's how it works. It's like your personality
is a pyramid scheme.
Is a pyramid scheme.
Continue on.
But I do know that like there's been a couple times where like I'll say like, hey, I'm late, or hey, I'm not doing it today, and it's usually like shit like I'm having a breakdown and I need to get McDonald's and I'm gonna be 5 minutes late.
Yeah. You very rarely cancel on plans. And if you do, it is for something large.
And it's because I try not to make the plans in the first place.
Yes. I was going to say, you just generally don't agree to have plans.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. So if I
nice
agree,
loophole.
like, because I know that like I'm going to try my hardest to do something I don't want to do.
Yeah, well, and then if you show up, it's a surprise. Like, oh, cool, Gamage is here.
You just spent the day with your friend and you're finally back home. How are you feeling? Wary. Being around them makes you feel drained and unhappy. Meh, I don't feel terrible, but I don't feel good either. Happy, I had a pretty good time with them. Or great, I feel recharged, uplifted, and better about myself after being with them.
The first or the second one?
The first or the second one, yeah. To be fair, though, I mean, it's half of me, half because you traveled to like stay here for like a weekend or something.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Yeah, you've just got home and you're already exhausted, but like I'll say that I'm 60% of that.
Okay, I can agree to that.
All right, I'll do wary.
Yeah.
Your friend asks you to go skydiving with them, but you say no. What's their response?
You would never fucking ask the question in the first place. This is null and void. I hope you're taking this quiz at the same time in relation to me.
I thought about it, but the answers are: don't be such a baby. You always ruin everything. I was really looking forward to doing this with you, but okay. Aw, darn, will you at least come with me to the airport?
Whatever it is, it's you always ruin everything. Doesn't matter the conversation. That's the response.
That's what I would say?
Yeah. I could be like, Gamage,
true.
I made you a cake for your birthday, and you'd be like, you fucking ruin everything.
All right, you just told them a big secret. Are their lips sealed?
Like, literally? Or figuratively?
Obviously Why are we even talking about that?
I don't know. Psychopaths exist.
Is your secret a fucking wizard spell?
Free time? Yes, it is, actually. It's a wizard spell that seals lips. I need to know if it worked or not.
Not at all. They probably spilled the beans already. Doubtful. At least one other person probably knows about it. Possibly. They're pretty trustworthy, but they've slipped up before, or absolutely they won't tell another soul.
Absolutely, with the caveat that Brittany would know, and I would expect her to know.
Well, that's why doubtful. At least one other person probably knows about it. I will say that.
I don't think that counts though, because I think once you're married to somebody, like I think when you tell someone a secret, I expect that person to tell whomever their closest human is.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like I know that you told me things or Brittany things, just expecting us to communicate. Like we count as we're a collective at this point.
Yeah.
But I will argue that like as you're telling me a secret, I'm already texting people about it or tweeting it out.
Hey, blue skying. We don't talk about Tweeter here.
Tweeter. Mm-hmm. So you're going with the absolutely they won't tell another soul?
All right, fine. I'll go with doubtful. You'll tell at least one other person. Maybe Roy. Brittany doesn't count as a person.
What's your friend's sense of humor like? Pretty mean and passive-aggressive. It feels like I'm the butt of all their jokes.
That's not you at all.
Not great. They're funny sometimes, but they're also pretty insensitive. Playful. Sometimes they tease me a little too much, but it's not malicious. Or respectful. Their jokes never cross the line.
It's like the first two. Yeah, all of the above. Is that an option?
All of the above is
somewhere in all of the above. Definitely not respectful.
You tell your friend you had a super tough day. How does your friend respond?
Usually with humor at a vast distance where he talks about if my dog died, because you've said that more than once in response to me having a crazy fucked up day.
Oh my God. I do have receipts of this. Like if I go into our thing, like it'll be that, let me see if I can find one. I won't say what it was about, like, cause you definitely, yeah, like times where you called off because something happened.
Where you said, "Hey, is your dog still dead?" But you've used that before.
No, the most recent one has said, "Hey, are you good for today, or is your dog still sick, or whatever it was."
Yeah, there you go. You've used the dog one before though, so it made me laugh when I got it because I was like, I like that this is the consistent thing.
No, I think I've used turtle before. Like, are you how like? No, I think I messaged you saying like, "Hey, I hope your turtle's okay" or whatever.
Yes.
About like hearing about something.
Yeah, that was after my Ninja Turtle died. He got heart cancer.
Why did you have an anthropomorphic turtle man in your bedroom?
Why don't you? Excuse me? What kind of fucking question is that? Why don't you? I thought everybody had one.
But I definitely
That's
know
what
that
alarm clocks are.
I definitely know that also that you've told me like there are times where like you've sent me a long thing and I'll either tell you like I ain't reading all that. So I'm sorry that happened or congratulations or whatever. But I've gotten to the point where now I just sent you the screenshot of that instead of just texting it
Yes. Which this is why I tell Brittany things because I know she will tell you and there's probably somewhere in that mix a more human response than if I were to text it to you.
But let's put out the response. Let's put out what the answers are. You think that's bad? Wait till you hear about my day. I don't know. I'm not a one-upper.
No, you're not.
It probably wasn't that bad. I'm sorry, that sounds really frustrating. Or, oh no, what happened? Tell me about it. None of that works.
It wasn't that bad is about as close.
Yeah, probably.
To it.
How often is your friend involved in some type of drama? Once a week, easily. They're constantly fighting with someone. Once a month, they're always drama lurking around the corner. Once a year, they're involved in drama occasionally, but not often. Or almost never. I can't remember the last time they were involved in a conflict.
Oh god, this is so hard to choose. What level of conflict are we talking about? Because, like, you're the most likely to say something that would just offhandedly piss somebody off.
Yeah, I was
in a
thinking,
day-to-day setting. But, like, it's not drama because you just fucking leave afterwards.
Yeah, I was like trying to think, like, it's drama because, like, I'll definitely speak my mind and not care. Like, you'd think the opposite of drama is, like, I don't have drama. I'm friends with everybody. But that's certainly not me.
No, it is not.
But I'm also not in conflict with anybody. Sorry, I'll correct that. I don't know if I'm in conflict with anybody.
Because there are lots of people that you've probably pissed off that you don't care that you're in conflict with. So it's not drama.
In my defense, who are these people? Show me. I don't know them, so I don't care.
Exactly. That's my point, is you don't give a shit.
I want to say...
I feel like once a year.
Once a year, like, just because I'm sure
something
it's
interesting
happening.
might happen. Yeah, exactly. Something might happen once a year where somebody's fucking annoyed with you and actually tells you about it, and you're kind of like, I suppose.
You just called out your friend on something hurtful they said. What's their response? You're being way too insensitive. I'm sorry you feel that way, but it's not my fault. You can't take a joke. I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings, or I'm so sorry. What can I do to make this right? Well, not that last one.
It's not my fault. You can't take a joke.
Yeah.
For sure that.
You just got a 96% on your final exam. What's your friend's reaction? Wow, you did way better than I thought you would. I think it's going to be that one.
Yeah, it's going to be that one. You don't need to read the rest.
Oh, it actually just skipped the other one, so okay. Another one said, like, well, I got a 98%. And I don't like to do the one-up thing, so...
Yeah, you're not a one-upper. You're just a tear-downer.
Yeah, yes. I'll take you down to my level.
That's it, period.
With 1 being bad and 10 being great, how would you rate your friend's listening skills? 1 to 2, it feels like I'm talking to a wall sometimes. 3 to 5, not great, but they could be worse. Why is there a number system on this? You could just remove the number, and it could just be the sentence. 6 to 7.
What? I wasn't listening.
This is my listening skills to you. 6 to
know.
7, I have their attention 75% of the time, or when I'm talking, I know I have their full attention.
I think 6 to 7.
Yeah, the 75%, I'll say that. Because, like,
Yeah,
I'm always
that feels
hearing,
accurate.
and I know that you're always hearing too, but whether we're processing it or
Is
not.
wildly different.
Yeah, because I know that I'll be listening to you and actively listening. I'm listening. I'm not doing anything else. I'm listening to you. But then I'll go and edit the episode, and I'm like, when the fuck did she say this? I don't remember this conversation at all.
Like, this never happened. What the fuck?
Your friend wants to hang out, but you already made plans with your roomie. What do they say? Couldn't you hang with them another night? I'm so lonely. You should bail and hang out with me instead. Darn, I guess we can hang out another time, or no worries. I hope you have a great time with them.
You wouldn't have made plans in the first place.
I know,
This question is null and void.
Also, I don't know why it's weird that like you wouldn't just be like, let's hang out together, like a group activity.
Yeah, that's also weird.
Maybe
you don't like the group, or I don't like the group. I don't know.
I think I'll just automatically go with the darn. I guess we could hang out another time because, like,
Yeah.
I feel like darn would just be like darn.
Yeah, fuck it.
Oh,
Who cares?
how would
It's the least invested of those answers.
Yeah. How
Which
would
is
you describe your friendship in one word? One-sided, I don't feel like I'm seen or heard. Tiring, I feel pretty drained after spending time with them. Good, we have our ups and downs, but they make me happy. Or amazing, I feel really valued and cherished.
The second one.
Tiring, yeah. Which is weird because you're an extrovert, aren't you?
No, I don't know. I like peopling, but there are people that I find more exhausting to hang out with than other people. And there's some people that I'm like, okay, you don't drain my batteries at all, but I have to have quiet me time.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, it's like
no
holds barred. Can't stand you.
Yeah. All right, results are in. Your friend, that's me, is likely toxic. This is fun. I have these ones about common sense. I had a bit I was going to do where I was jabbing at you constantly, like in the back of the head with a fondue fork, but I don't remember what it was.
Are you concerned that perhaps following it up from the toxicity quiz would perhaps not bode well for you.
No, that doesn't matter to me.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're not gun shy after that. After learning you're kind of toxic. Or likely toxic.
No,
My
I didn't.
apologies.
I didn't learn I was likely toxic. You learned that I was likely toxic.
I don't know if that was something I learned today, but okay. Been talking to my therapist about it for a long time.
Me too. I've been talking to your therapist about it.
That sounds about right.
Let's take a break on the quizzes. Hit up some of them advice/asks.
Sick. Let's do it.
What do you got?
Oh, I get to start. I closed my thing.
I mean, I
so
did
now
a
have to
whole, I did
grab
a
my
whole
key-
big thing.
Wait, I don't have to grab my keyboard. Haha.
No, you got a mouse.
I know, but you just said you had a different idea, so I closed Reddit so that I
You just like
wouldn't
fuck it.
read other things. But it's fine. I refound it. How to ask my family to stop calling kittens incest babies? They're unfortunately incest babies. I had to go out of... Why does this start with... I had to go out of state to help a friend through a divorce and had made it clear that my cat stays in my room unless her brother was put up since they both started puberty and were due for their snips later in the month. No one listened, and before I knew it, my cat now has kittens. She was 7 months when she delivered and was supposed to be snipped at 5 months, which is what her vet advised. I didn't mind the jokes at first, but I asked them to stop both before the birth and after one kitten died from birth complications and the other from fading kitten syndrome. Oh, that's sad. There's 2 left and everyone loves petting and holding and looking at the kittens, but I cannot handle them making jokes anymore, especially with all that's happened. Sorry, especially will all that's happened.
Now, you can't... What you're asking is for people to not call a duck that quacks like a duck and looks like a duck.
Yeah.
Because these are unequivocally fucking incest babies.
Yeah, they're just incest babies.
I think
I
you're
don't know
lying
how
to
you're gonna get out of
yourself.
that.
Like I know it was sad for you, so like you have a very sad kind of disposition about them, but I think that what they're doing is healthier, whereas like they're trying to laugh about it because it is funny. It sucks, and incest in general sucks, but it's also incredibly funny. I think what you need to do is own up to it. I think you need to name the kittens Cletus and something like Brittany, just like trashy names in general.
Cletus the second and Brittany the second, since obviously that's their parents' names too.
Mary Sue. I disagree with that fact checker. Mary Sue is like a completely different thing. Like if you
Yeah, I don't know if it's
like show somebody
enough.
a kitten and you say this is Mary Sue, they're not going to be thinking trailer trash. They're going to be thinking, oh, like Brie Larson, Captain Marvel, I sluck on dongs. I don't know. People are stupid.
I know that's generally where my thought processes go. I suck on dongs.
You are right that it has to be Brittany Ann or something. 2 names. Brittany Lee, I think, is like
Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
that's perfect.
Brittany Lee. Brittany Jean, actually. Brittany Jean is probably... As I said that, she immediately says, not Jean.
It was such good timing.
I know. So, I mean,
fuck.
own up to them being incest kittens. They are. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's no getting around that. Trying to get
Yeah,
mad
they
at people for not living the same delusion you are is unhealthy on an
Yeah,
nth
that's a good way to
level.
put it. They're not living the same delusion because they are incest kittens, and this is just... Fact checker is announcing that is her middle name, and I am very aware, thank you.
Yeah, we all knew.
I appreciate the catch up. I think I maybe would have gotten it from context, but I do appreciate the check.
Anyway, delusional family members, because, I mean, it sucks what happens, but they're trying to find humor in it, and that's the best thing you could do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if
Just
that's not for
enjoy
you, then...
your little redneck kittens. Have a great time.
I will say that, like, I'm definitely against people abandoning animals just because like they can't handle it. But like if they're really not doing it for you and they're just a constant reminder and all this shit happening, look to rehome them. Find them a home that will appreciate them and for their weird incest step porn shit. Sorry, it is just sibling porn at this point, I guess.
Or you could figure out how far down the cat incest tree you need to go before they start coming out with like extra toes and
I'm heavily
third eyes
disagreeing with that.
and extra ears, and let the 2 kittens that are left have more incest babies. And see what your family calls those. Perhaps they'll be super incest babies or incest babies squared. See if they get creative.
I've had so many polydactyl cats. Is that a trait of incest?
No, I don't
actually
think
don't
so.
know.
I realized when I started with toes and then was like, cats have more
That's a
toes
real thing.
occasionally, and it's like it's not an incest baby thing. They just have toes.
All right, let's hit up an ask question. That's kind of like advice, I guess.
An ass question?
An ask question.
Yeah.
What that booty do? That's the end of the question. No, it's what are signs that you are low-key burnt out from work?
Okay.
Rachel?
Guys. Just me. Look at me. I'm the dictionary definition of burnt out from work. If you're tired, you're emotionally exhausted. It's very similar to the experience of depression. If you like don't get any joy from life, you're probably burnt out from work.
Yeah. Speaking of somebody who has burnt out and crashed and completely shut down, where to the point where like I couldn't even dissociate on a daily basis.
Yeah, Gamage actually like went into the woods and just found a bunker. Very like, if you've ever watched Lost, very much like that, but it wasn't a weird time capsule bunker thing. He just found a bunker and then he lived in that for a year. We were all very worried. We had to send out search parties and he was just this like, there's lore about it now. There's legends of the mountain man and it's just Gamage looking for a Wi-Fi signal outside of the bunker. But that's burnt out.
Is that where you're going to end that? Because anybody who's listened to me for 10 minutes knows that I wouldn't be caught dead in the woods.
No, you would only be caught dead in the woods. That's the only way you'd be there is if you're dead. Someone murdered you and put you there and your soul is sitting there angrily tapping its foot.
Because they know that's the last
Are you
place.
fucking kidding me?
Because they know that's the last place anybody would look.
Yeah, absolutely. They're like, this is a perfect place to hide Gamage's body.
Some joggers like went by and just found a dead body and they're like, all right, a horse died or something. I don't know. Maybe you should come check it out. No, but what I was getting at was that I did like have a full shutdown where like I was so stressed from work that like I would come home and just not be like,
Yeah.
I was no longer able to like dissociate from the normal method. So like all I could do was just like shut down all stimuli. And that was the only way that I could even come close to like getting near a baseline was I wouldn't even speak. I would just get home and just like silently just stare, just trying to get my thoughts back into a normal fashion, which they didn't. And that's the burnt out from work thing. But if your job sucks, maybe not the best advice right now because the job market is on a rapid decline from the already steep hill it was on. But sometimes you just got to leave it for something else, even if it's worse. If it makes you happy, that's what you should shoot for.
Yeah, life will find a way. And much like a dinosaur that is a different gender, you'll just change genders and asexually reproduce to make more baby dinosaurs. Life will find a way. Get a different job. Don't fucking hate your entire life.
Sense.
It was a Jurassic Park joke. If you watch Jurassic Park, it'll make sense.
Oh, what was that joke I found? Hold on. This is actually kind of important to me.
As you can see, Gamage is no longer burnt out because he has humor in his voice as he says, this is important to me.
This is actually from Shitty Movie Details. I can't even take the credit for it, but it just says Jurassic World Rebirth, the 2025 movie, shows that although dinosaurs are unable to lactate, they could still be milked to death. And ultimately, stop making Jurassic Park movies, please.
God, I love Jurassic Park. I have not seen
Everybody
multiples
does.
of the new movies because of they are being milked to death.
Is Jurassic World Rebirth the third of the new ones?
I think it's the fourth. I didn't even know there was one titled that.
Because, I mean, like, at what point do we, like, start the cycle again where it goes, like, and hibernates for, like, 10, 20 years and then comes back and it's, like, kind of good
Jurassic
again?
Universe.
And then it declines fast again.
It's going to be Jurassic Universe T-Rexes on the moon. And then Jurassic Universe T-Rexes on Mars, which I fucking would watch a movie titled Jurassic Universe T-Rexes on Mars. And that's how it's going to get us back.
I mean, it's just the dinosaur laser fight music video from Ninja Sex Party. Yeah. I'm being honest. But that's what I'd watch.
Oh my God. Ninja Sex Party is playing in Seattle. I meant to send you a picture of this, and I think I'm going to try to go.
Yeah, try to go.
Pretty hyped. You guys should come visit. I'll buy tickets.
I'm not going anywhere.
Fine, Brittany can come. Fuck you. We'll send you pictures. 3 parks, 3 worlds, and a rebirth. Sounds like my Tuesday night.
3 parks, 3 worlds, and a rebirth? Is the new one a rebirth? I thought the new one was World's Rebirth. Or, you know what? I don't care about this conversation about Jurassic Park
Hey,
anymore.
Gamage, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think Hook and Plow is a good name for a Saturday night?
Hook and Plow?
Yeah, I passed a restaurant called Hook and Plow, and I looked at somebody and I said, that's what I call my Saturday nights. Hook and Plow.
What does that mean, Rachel?
You hook them, and then you plow them.
What by plow, what does that mean? Like you're plowing them.
I'm not explaining it. You know what I mean. I did this to somebody today where I forced them to explain a shitty joke to me.
It's just way funnier when like they deflate and they're
so
like,
good.
Well, hooking, like you're prostituting yourself out.
Especially when it's like
for money, and then
it's an okay. Yeah, you're like, especially when it's like an okay joke where it's like, all right, you really reached for this one, and it's like not funny, but it's not good either. So making them explain it just makes it drastically worse for everyone involved.
It's funny, but also we should be doing that to like racist and misogynistic jokes at the same time.
Yes,
but like not in a funny way.
Do
just
it
like
look, do it to your friends and do it to racists.
Yeah, if somebody tries to like do like the so and so Chinese, and you're like, what does that mean? Can you explain it? I don't understand.
Go up to your friendly neighborhood racist and ask them.
They're
to
not
explain
friendly.
They're not friendly.
I mean, they're friendly if you're white, but
yeah, that's usually where
they're
the line
still
gets
not
drawn.
friendly. They're just
They're friendly if you're white or if you're one of the good ones.
Oh my God, you can't even say that. One of the good ones. It's such a bonkers.
Have you ever met somebody that says that?
Yeah.
That shit's so batshit. You're like,
Like, I live in California. It's a very blue state. And I live in, for some reason, the more north you go, the redder it gets. Like, it becomes...
Yeah, the more north or the more east.
It just turns like I don't know. We have we're still very left leaning, but like there's still a surprising amount of fucking racist people in general.
Oh God, yeah. Racist people, sexist people, just all the things. Homophobes.
It's also weird
That's
how
always
like,
my favorite is when you find a homophobe in the wild and you're like, especially in a super liberal area.
Like, really? Yeah.
You're like,
really?
goddamn.
Really?
I was explaining to somebody the other day that where I grew up in California, it's not that there weren't racist, bigoted, homophobic, sexist people, but they knew it wasn't socially acceptable, so it was much more hush-hush.
Exactly.
So, like, unless you're at the dinner table and have been coming over for, like, the last 3 nights, you're not going to get mom talking about the fucking gardener in her colorful way that she wanted to talk about him. You're like, okay.
And that's the biggest issue is, like, it doesn't matter who's the president right now. Like, that's not the core issue. The root of the issue is buried deep, and it's always been there. And until we, like, I don't know, try something different, it doesn't matter who the president is. Like, these people are out loud and proud now.
Yeah. I think it's more of the problem of when you have a president who's, like, also out loud and proud. They go, all right, cool, we can do this.
Yeah.
Sick. Everybody's chill with it now.
Fact checker just said, and this is actually what I was on the tip of my tongue I was about to say, is why do the farmers here have southern accents even when they were born and raised in Cali? And that is something weird, is that for some reason our Northern California sect kind of thinks it's southern. Like,
it's not. I think
it's weird.
I have a theory about this because Washington does this too. I think it's country music. I think country music inundates itself into this farming culture, and then people just adopt the country music stars' southern accents. And it's becoming what Fact Checker calls a farmer's accent.
Which is hilarious because 99.999% of country music is from people who've never even seen a farm in their fucking life.
Or been in the South sometimes.
Yeah.
Modern country music, they're like, maybe have looked at Tennessee from a plane.
Yeah, it's all like rich white Christian people that are just like, I can be a musician, and then they just make sure to learn the like key phrase words to use in their music lyrics to like hook the people. Like Bo Burnham, I've talked about this before.
And then
Bo Burnham, Bo Burnham has a really good like spoof song about country music pandering, where it's just like they're just saying out keywords to like show that they're just like you. They're just pandering. Now they're bringing out a mandolin. Like it's hilarious. I'm not doing it justice, but like it is. I think that was the moment that made me realize why I didn't like country music, because
it's a lot of pandering to then go home to your like $4 billion house.
Yeah, it's not just country music that does this too, because the same issues I have with like it's Nashville country that I have to say I don't like Nashville country. It's all the same. It's all hip hop for people that are afraid of black people. Though that is not my quote. I'm stealing that from somebody else. But like I actually
good, though.
I had the same issue with a lot of rap in general, where it's just like I don't like rap that's just pandering, where it's just using the same keywords of like gangster rap, basically. I love a lot of rap, but I feel like a lot of it is kind of the same as country. And also metal.
There's a lot of really good rap, but I think it happens in every genre, but if somebody just starts pandering to like what everybody else is saying, and you know that they're not actually, I don't even have to know you. You can a lot of times just feel that they've never fucking been in any of the situations that they're talking about because of the way that they talk about them.
Yeah.
And you're just fucking coattailing your way through here.
A real lack of authenticity. And I remember watching somebody who talked about why artists, like modern artists, are getting as big as they are, like Chappell Roan and Sabrina Carpenter, is it's because there's like a sense of authenticity there. You're seeing these people and they're not just like a fucking corporate placeholder. They're just like, hey, I'm a person out there. Please don't just assume that I'm gonna take pictures with you.
Yeah, like there's more honesty in the way that they're moving through the world.
Yeah, and you could hear that with the lyrics. Like fucking, you don't hear like the same 8 key phrases in every one of their songs.
Yeah, exactly.
And
this has been our podcast about music. It's never not about music. We're always just getting through something to get to the music.
Oh, which one of these is good? Because like I need to start vetting these a little bit.
I can do one.
Sure.
My 2-year-old has made up a fake woman. And then, this is misleading. It says, not really.
Well, then shut up. Why are you here?
What the fuck? Yeah. Why I wish I had vetted. Okay, you know when you just said you need to vet these?
Yeah.
I clearly should have. Not really, but after we picked my partner up from work, she said, I want new mummy, not old mummy. Okay, so we're British. When she was having a bit of a welly. Oh my God. Fact checker, I need a translator. When she was having a bit of a welly.
Fact checker's not a translator. I don't know why you're enlisting her.
And kept saying about new mummy. Well, because she can look up what the word means for me.
Fact checker, I need a fisher. Please go catch me a blue marlin for dinner, please.
Yes.
While you're doing things you're not qualified for.
She can fact check the people most qualified to fish. Now we both sort of have laughed it off after the fact. But I can tell that it has upset my partner a bit. She kept asking small probing questions like, where did you go with daddy today? To which our daughter answered with the stuff we actually did, like go to the shops, get pet food, play, read books, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm not having an affair, nor do I ever intend to, but if I was, I damn well wouldn't bring my child along, and there's absolutely no chance I'd say, this is your new mummy, or anything like that. I feel like the more I try to defend myself, the more my partner thinks it's real. How the hell do I dig myself out of this non-existent affair?
Now,
I can imagine that it doesn't help that I was dressed quite nicely today.
Now, like, I feel like this would be exactly what somebody would do if they were guilty and they're looking for ideas for excuses. But there was, like, I just watched a video of a guy who left his kids in the car while he hired a prostitute, but it was a sting operation, and the cops had to call the mother, and she was, like, broken over it because she didn't have anywhere to go, or, like, she was stranded, and she relied on the husband, but he was getting arrested for obviously cheating and buying a prostitute.
Yeah.
And that's weird. But,
yeah.
I mean, so this does happen. People do totally take their kids with them while they cheat. Yes. I don't know why. It's the dumbest thing ever.
I mean, people do a lot of stupid shit while cheating. There's the cheating.
Yeah.
And then there's the everything else, usually.
I mean, with one stupid action, usually precedes another.
Yeah. Well, and that's my favorite is... I know somebody who was cheated on by their now ex-wife, and then she was like, it was a mistake, and he goes, or so she said it was an accident, and he goes, oh, you just accidentally fell in and out of him, or he just accidentally fell in and out of you repeatedly. And she was like, yeah, and he goes, okay, and just left. It's like, I'm done.
That's a very common one that I hear too, and ultimately, it is, like, you could say it's an accident because, like, you didn't mean to at the time. Like, I know that post-nut clarity is a very strong thing. And I know that, like, some people could get so close to a mindset where, like, literally everything is going to set them off and they're more likely to cheat. But ultimately, you got to have the willpower to not do that.
Yeah.
Or at least have enough respect for your significant other not to do that.
And, well, and here's the thing. If you end up fucking up, have enough respect to own it and not be like, it was an accident. No, like, you didn't accidentally text somebody to come over and then flirt with them and fuck them. Like, this wasn't, this is like a repeated process usually. Like, it's not like suddenly you just run into somebody on the street. There was some forethought to this experience.
Definitely. Like, there's definitely some, I can kind of, like, listen and not understand, but, like, kind of believe the perspective up to a point. Like, maybe it's that they're not feeling respected at home or undervalued, and therefore they're like, they recognize that they're getting attention from somebody, and they may like that attention, and they may, like, I don't know, like, kind of, like, throw a lure out there to get more attention. But there's a point where you have to, you know, not. That in itself is, like, not okay, but, like,
there's a point where you know what you're doing too.
Exactly. Yes.
And there's a million reasons that you could end up in the shoes of being at a point where you might cheat on somebody, but you have to have the wherewithal to step out of that situation, go to your significant other and be like, hey, like, I'm getting to a point where I'm thinking about cheating because our relationship is going so poorly. Like, we either need to talk about this or we need to break up.
And that's something you never see. Not once will somebody sit somebody down and be like, hey, I'm kind of thinking about cheating. What can we do? Or what can I do to help get out of that position? Or, like, maybe there's a deeper issue there. You never, ever, ever, ever see that happening.
Yeah.
Like, it's always like, let's take a break so that I can fuck somebody else and say that we were on a break. That's a fun one.
Yeah, I feel like it's just let me continue to avoid talking about the actual problem. Like the taking a break or like the let's open our relationship. That one's crazy to me. Like, it's let's open our relationship is up there with let's fix this with having kids or getting married. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
Objectively, no, this is going to ruin everything for both of you.
I mean, you could
whatever's left of this, down the tubes.
Yeah, I mean, you could have the rule set upon entering the relationship. Like, you could kind of have a contract set. You both have to have the same ideals in mind, but you can't be like, what can we do to fix this relationship? If you have to say that out loud, then drastic actions are never the fucking solution.
Well, not the drastic actions of fucking other people or having a baby.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
For sure, no.
Those are drastic actions, but like,
Yeah.
try subtler actions, like, I don't know, helping your significant other around the house, going out to date night more, cooking together is a big one. I'd love to cook with Brittany, but our kitchen is fucking tiny. Like, we can't.
Yeah.
We can't.
Go to therapy, says fact checker.
Yeah, she's saying that to me about wanting to cook with her, though.
Yeah. She's like, get it the fuck together. I don't want you in the kitchen. Go cook with your therapist.
Well, because I mean, like, there's things I like to do in the kitchen, and I like to do side dishes too. But like,
I wonder,
our kitchen is just so tiny. Like, I have to basically wait for Brittany to be done for me to go in there to do things.
Yeah, I wonder if cooking therapy is a thing that the affluent can afford.
Dude, totally. Like, I know that already.
That'd be so cool.
A lot of healthy couples will like take dancing lessons together or like things.
Oh God, yeah.
So
dude, do hobbies with your significant other. If you don't have like a couple shared hobbies with your forever human, y'all need to hang out more.
Yeah, if you haven't already established common interests and hobbies before marrying, you fucked up.
Well, don't do that at all. Yeah. Then don't do it at all.
Why are you with this person?
Also, I like fact checkers get a tandem bike.
That is never the solution. That is never the solution.
Getting a tandem bike, that's the solution if you want a divorce, is you get a tandem bike. Because there's nothing that's going to make anybody madder than trying to get somewhere collectively, especially if one of you has no balance.
Not to mention, like, a tandem bike doesn't work for it. It works for twins. That is it. And even then, I don't even think so, because like there's already tandem bikes. There's like a level of equal force that needs to be happening, but also there's like a power difference where like somebody has to take charge. It's already unhealthy.
Well, and then one of you has to steer, and that brings a whole other thing involved. If you want a relationship vehicle, get a motorcycle with a sidecar. Or does that imply that one of you is the sidekick?
That implies that one of you sucks a lot of dick, is what that implies.
That one of you sucks dick, maybe while the other one's driving. That's what the sidecar's for. Couples that blow each other on motorcycles stay together.
Can you imagine getting that police call where you're like, oh, we got a 1095 8. I don't know what to call it. No, it is not a 69. It's like a 17, a 1017.
We got a 1017. This motorcycle appears to have gone off the side of the road while giving fellatio.
Yeah, one of them's just like the person in the sidecar is just filleting the other person like out in the open. They're like at the mall. They're not even.
They're just cruising around the mall repeatedly. I don't know what the deal is. They just want everybody. This is their kink. We can't kink shame.
We did like 2 questions.
Yeah, we did. This has been a great episode. I like this a lot.
What's something you wish you hadn't seen on the internet?
Oh, fuck. Actually, you know what? We're going to deep childhood trauma. This is something I wish I'd never seen on the internet. My mom comes up to me knowing that I do not like jump scares. I'm like 5 or 6. This is when the internet probably like just started getting good with having funny videos and shit. And it's this scene of a car driving, like a faraway scene of a car driving through a wooded sort of meadowy field area.
I know the one. Yeah.
And then this giant scary face just comes into the foreground and is like, "Blah!" And 6-year-old me was like, heart attack, instantly terrified, crying.
For me, it's going to be that beheading cartel video, but yours is fun too, I guess.
Yeah, that's why I went with the gentler one.
No, more accurately, it's the Funky Town video, and if you know, you know. If you don't worry about it.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah, and honestly, the description was like enough to be like, oh, all right, I'm good to not do that.
Yeah, and if you want to hear us talk about it again, you can listen to episode.
I'm not gonna find the episode
and you'll.
For you. Okay. You wanted me to find that episode to put it in there for you, but I'm not going to do that.
It's okay. Neither am I. That's why I left the pause in there. And then you can hear us talk about it.
Instead, I'm just going to put a censor in there and make it seem like you were just saying like racist shit.
Please do. Like a really long one.
But I was just thinking that like we're at such a weird era of internet. Like, I don't believe in generations at all. because they're kind of stupid and made up. They're not real. Like being born at a separate time doesn't make you a different person than other people. But
Yeah, like
I will
everybody goes through different fucking cultural experiences and shit, and there's obviously going to be like some similar crossover with like people who are raised at the exact same time. Still doesn't mean that you're a collective grouping.
Yeah. Like I heavily disagree with like there's a huge collective of like Gen X and millennials who are like those fucking Gen Z, and it's like, please stop. You are doing exactly what boomers did for fucking 20 years and not having
you're
it.
Perpetuating the cycle instead of breaking it. Stop being abusive and a douche. You
fucking quit it. Or the other thing is like millennials are doing the Tide Pod challenge, and like millennials collectively are like, it's not us, it's those, and it's like, stop it, ignore it. They're getting a rise out of you, and you're dumb. But anyway, what I was getting at is that on one hand, I don't believe in like that whole generational era thing. I do know that like our generation might have had like the worst time on the internet because.
Yeah, it was just that period of time where shit was so fucking unregulated that you genuinely could post like whatever the fuck you wanted.
Yeah, and I think it bred a lot of like the worst people. Like a lot of like the weird red pill incels people you see. A lot of them are people in their 40s. Sure, there's a lot of younger ones now, but I feel like they just don't have enough life experience to actually make that call yet.
No, they just don't have enough life.
Yeah, like they're
There's
young
not enough
people
life
and
in them.
they got turned down twice and they're 22 and they're like, "Oh, girls don't like me." And it's like, fucking get out more, man. But like the other people, I almost think it's too late for them. They spent their entire life on the internet in places hating on people because they don't go out to meet people, and therefore they're just in this weird cycle. And that's because the internet was like so unregulated. Not that it's regulated now, we had different access to the worst gore videos ever.
Yeah, I was trying to explain that to somebody who is younger than me, that YouTube, when it originally came out, you could like post whatever the fuck you wanted, and it wasn't getting taken down the next day kind of a thing. So you'd see
it
some
would get
like
taken
there would
down
be,
the next day. It was a lot slower than it is now.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the next day. Like it would get taken down, but it was gonna be a while, is my point. Like it's not instantaneous.
I will
say because everybody didn't have access. So it was like, holy fuck, we could all watch this, and then, a couple days later it's gone.
I will say, as somebody who explores YouTube Shorts a lot, is that they're still out there. Like there's definitely ones where it's like an ad, but it's like it's the closest thing.
It's an ad for beheadings?
No, it's like an ad where it's just like check out this game, and it's like a girl clearly like gaping her ass open, and like you could just barely not see the outside wrinkle of her asshole, and I'm like, how is this on YouTube?
You're like, this is bordering. This is borderline. This is
not
actually
even
borderline asshole.
It's winking at me. I see it. How about a quiz? Let's do one of these quizzes before.
Okay, yeah, we can close out with a quiz.
How about this BuzzFeed one? Okay. How about, would you rather do a WikiHow one or a BuzzFeed one? They're both obviously just awful.
I'm gonna go with WikiHow because I love the little pictures that get included on WikiHows.
I mean, you're not seeing the pictures.
Don't know. I know. And I was going to say, I don't even know if the quizzes on WikiHow get associated with those weird pictures, but I just want to support them is my point here. And fuck BuzzFeed.
WikiHow is doing fine. They don't need your endorsement from a nothing nobody's heard of podcast.
That's fine, but neither does BuzzFeed.
All right, start quiz. This one is regarding common sense. How much of this common sense do you have, Rachel?
Fuck, we'll find out.
How many times can you subtract 8 from 64?
Oh my god. Why did we do this? 8 times? No.
You could subtract 8 from 64 8 times? Is that your answer?
No. I don't know math. Yeah, sure. 8 times.
Oh, sorry. I'll give you the multiple choice, of course. It'd be crazy if I didn't. 8 times, once, 9 times, or 6 times?
8 times.
8 times.
Well, okay, hold on. I'm finding the loophole. It's once.
Okay, I'm gonna have
It's
to refresh
once.
because I did select 8 times and then it immediately said
It's
once, you
fucking
idiot.
once.
All right, once.
This is fun because I'm sick
You
too, and I've
got
been
it.
saying stupid shit all day. So this is a great time to take a common sense
Oh wow, it's
quiz.
very different from our normal podcast.
Yeah, I know. Super different.
May. All right. How many months have 28 days? 3 of them, 1 of them, none of them, or they all do?
They all do.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. Sure, there's
Yeah.
the 1 month that only has the 28,
But it still has 28.
yep. Which is heavier? Oh, Jesus. 100 pounds of steel or 100 pounds of feathers?
They weigh the same.
The answer, I need more information.
That's mine. I need more information. I need to know what the feathers feel like.
You already said they weigh the same. What was the tallest mountain in the world before Mount Everest was discovered?
Still Mount Everest?
Let me read the other ones to you. There's also Mount
It would be
McKinley.
really funny if Mount Everest wasn't the tallest mountain in the world, like at all.
Well, isn't there another mountain that's technically taller because it goes beneath sea level?
Yeah, I think it's technically taller, like top to bottom, but I think Everest is tallest in like altitude.
Yeah. But the other ones are Mount Vesuvius, Mount McKinley, and Kangchunga. I don't know what that is.
Option D, E, Mount Go Fuck Yourself.
Mount Go Fuck Yourself.
Yeah, there's a fill-in line.
You
on
got
this
it,
quiz,
Mount
right?
Everest. Wow, you might actually 100% this. Fact
Kangchunga?
checker. Oh, yes. That's the one that I had troubles.
Pronouncing?
Yeah,
Somehow I read
they're
instead
just banging
of
with parts cut off. What the fuck are you talking about, fact checker?
I'm glad that you just caught up on this. The mountains, they're just banging with parts cut off. They're incest mountains. Don't worry about
That was about our conversation about weird.
the YouTube ads.
Yeah, okay.
With the cut off buttholes.
I'm like, I don't know what that has to do with mountains. Okay. Yeah, the Kangchunga, I guess that's how you pronounce it. But that one is assumed to be the highest mountain in the world, but calculations and measurements by a great trigonometrical survey of India.
I thought you were fucking up with that word, and that's actually exactly what it is.
Yeah, I thought I was fucking up with it at first too. I'm like, oh, here's another big word. Oh no, that's just
Trigonometrical survey.
in India
What
in
douchebag
1449
created that word?
showed that Mount Everest, known as Peak XV at the time, is actually higher. All right, well that was fun
Why
trivia.
did we rename it?
I don't know.
X is 10, right? Could have been peak 15.
Yeah, that I think that's what it is. All right.
Stupid. What's our next question?
You throw a ball 5 feet away and it comes right back at you. Which direction did you throw it in?
Up.
Right, left, up, or this is impossible?
Well, if there's a wall... you know what? I could throw it 5 feet down and it could have come back up. If there's a wall to the right, then right.
I mean, you already answered up, so we're going with that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, which is the correct answer?
Yeah.
You're racing against several people and pass the person in third place. What place are you in?
If I pass the person in third place, likely second.
That's what you're going with?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's third place, because you passed the person in third place, therefore you've taken third place.
That doesn't make any sense.
What are you talking about? You passed the person in third place, now you're in third place.
I know.
You were in fourth place, now you're not.
Yes. Yes, I understand.
How many peaches can you put in an empty basket?
Well, a basket is about the size of my butthole, so at least 12.
That's funny. 1, 12, 0, or I need more information for this.
It's 12.
12?
Did I not say?
That's what we're going with.
Mm-hmm.
No, the answer is 1.
Why?
Because once you put the first peach in the basket, it's no longer empty.
Oh, my apologies. They should have made more of these questions like that. Have you ever done, one time, a friend of mine and I asked his sister, who I wouldn't say was the smartest with word games. We were like, if you're going 60 miles per hour, how long does it take you to go 60 miles? Or like, how far do you get in an hour? And just watching her like trip over it for like 45 minutes. And it was so wildly entertaining.
Well, because like there's some things that like kind of like become their own like unit or term. So like when you hear 60 miles per hour, like you may not immediately think of 60 miles per hour. Like you're going, you're going to get 60 miles in that hour. You just think that is the speed. Therefore, it's already like dissociated from how many miles you're going to get in that hour. Like that's a whole other beast in your mind.
Yeah. It's funny to me how easily brains can get tripped up with weird things like that.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't make you stupid. It just means that...
Depends on traffic. Great answer.
That is the correct answer, fact checker. How can a person go 10 days without sleep?
They sleep at night.
That's actually one of the responses on here. By getting surgery, by getting hypnotized. They can't. It's impossible. Or by sleeping at night. Now, I hate this. And I used to work in retail. And I used to get mad when I was working the night shift. And I would be like, have a good day. And then they would be like, ugh, it's nighttime. And
like, fuck you.
Like, yeah, look, I don't know what your schedule is. I don't know if you're a nurse coming off of a graveyard shift. I don't know if you just woke up and you're going into a shift. But I will tell you that there are 24 hours in a day. Not there's only 18 and then the last 6 are like nighttime. It's a different thing. No, that is a day. It is a day. The sun may be down,
it's applicable to all.
Until the world explodes, we are in the middle of a day. You fucking asshole. Don't get a smug smirk like I just corrected that millennial. You're an idiot.
Also, what is going wrong in your life that the win that you need is me clarifying what arbitrary fucking time zone of day we are in.
Yeah. I will say though that I definitely started using it way more. I'm like, have a good day. And because
fuck you.
And just waiting
That's why.
Correct you when you fucking came back at me with what you think is the right answer. It's not. There is a nighttime in the daytime. That's a thing. That's...
Yes. Yeah.
You get an email from a mysterious prince who lives far away.
Oh, I give him everything.
He says that if you send him money, he'll use it to access his wealth and share it with you. What do you do?
I send him the money. He needs help.
Okay, I'll do it just
a
this
good
once.
Samaritan thing to do.
Send some money. I'll send as much as I have to. This sounds like a great opportunity. Reply to him, can I get more information about this transaction? Or ignore it. Why would a prince be asking me for money? This seems fishy.
I like how they still included the needs more information, but in a slightly different way.
Yeah, every one of these
questions
questions
is Can I get more information
like,
about this transaction?
Yeah, fact.
Why does he assume I have money?
Why does he assume that I have money? Well, sometimes they'll be like, I'm your long lost uncle or some shit.
Yes. I have a lot of uncles who are Nigerian princes, so it's easy to fall for these schemes.
Well, 23andMe said no. All right, what is your genuine answer on this?
No. It's fishy. I hope they spelled fishy with a PH.
No.
Oh. It's unfortunate. Missed opportunities.
They actually spelled it GHYTI.
What?
Do you not know that?
What?
You don't know that one?
GHYTI. No, what are you talking about?
I've also seen GHOTI make it too. Like technically by like English grammar like laws, this spells out fish. GHYTI or GHOTI.
No fucking way.
Well, if you look at the word enough where it ends with a GH, that's an F sound. O as in women makes an I, and then TI like redemption is a SH. Assassination. That spells fish.
I hate this.
I hate you, so I guess we're
English
fine.
is dumb.
English is so dumb. English is the dumbest. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, English is a fucking bonkers language.
English is the only
There's
language.
like no part of it tracks.
English is the only language where it will beat something into you. Like, you need to know this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. This is creed. This is law. We cannot go outside of this. Look, I before E, except after C.
Except this and 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 this.
Except
and this.
for faint and neighbor and other things. Like, that's...
Yeah.
Like, it immediately... Like, it immediately denounces itself. It's stupid.
The only rule that I have ever found to be true in English is that if you have like a noun that starts with a vowel, it's always like an apple or like a bat. It's never an bat or a apple unless you're like speaking, but like writing wise, it's not supposed to be.
It's more specifically because I have like a slight correction, nitpick, bullshit, small dick thing to say, is that
small dick thing to say.
It has to have the pronunciation of a vowel. Like if it starts with the letter of a vowel, it still might not have the pronunciation of a vowel. I can't think of any at the top of my head. But
no, I get what you're saying though. Yeah, because there's also some vowels that like a Y, like yoga. Not that you would say an or a yoga.
Yeah,
but,
and yoga.
Yeah.
But there's also like acronyms, like you wouldn't say an USA person, an USA citizen. You'd say a USA citizen.
A U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
Like you keep pronouncing it like an USA.
USA.
An USA.
USA.
An USA.
Yeah, it's but yeah, even the word united starts with a vowel and even like kind of has a sound of a Y, but it's not and united.
A USA.
Thank you. You understand me.
Yeah, I get you.
Which one of these countries has the 4th of July? United Kingdom, Mexico, United States of America, or all of them?
All of the ones that use, I think it's a Roman calendar?
Yeah, it's...
No, is it a Roman calendar? Or does it start with a C?
It's,
Fact checker, what kind of calendar do we use?
I think it's Roman. I
feel like it starts with a C, though. I don't know what I'm thinking of, though.
Yeah,
I have no way to defend this thought
right,
process.
it's, Gregorian
calendar,
Thank you, fuck's
okay.
sake.
Not a Gregorian calendar. My apologies. I like how it's a picture of a cat next to 2 calendars.
So all of them is, I take it, the answer.
Sure.
If your friends jumped off a bridge, would you do it too?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I sure would. If they told me to, I'd feel like I'd have to. If they had a good reason, I guess I would. Nope. If I were going to, I'd need my own good reason.
I think if they had a good reason...
Hey, are you yawning? You should finish that.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I think if they had a good reason... Does it look like fun? Is the landing soft?
If they had a good reason, I guess I would. Okay.
Yep.
They said that's wrong, but I feel like this one is entirely up to interpretation. This isn't common sense.
Yes, it is.
Like, are you bungee jumping? That could be a good enough reason. Yeah.
Are we just jumping off like a small bridge into the water? There's lots of caveats.
I've seen. There's a lot of bridges in our park that are like fucking an inch off the ground. I don't know why they exist.
Yeah. I'm not worried about jumping those. Don't even need a good reason. Just ask me to, and I'll be like, all right.
How much dirt is in a hole that's 12 feet deep and 5 feet wide?
Whatever quantity of dirt that isn't in a hole that's 12 feet deep and 5 feet wide.
Is it 150 pounds of dirt, 60 square feet of dirt, none, or more information is needed?
None dirt.
None?
You know what I'm imagining is at some point somebody took this quiz and was like, felt really fucking good about themselves for being like, it's like 60 cubic feet of dirt. And then went, are you fucking kidding me? And I absolutely knew somebody in high school who would have answered this quiz that way.
I know. And they would have been upset. Yeah.
So pissed. Like, would have stormed out of the room upset.
Speaking of storms, if you're outside and a thunderstorm rolls in, what should you do? Get to shelter right away, get as low to the ground as I can, duck under a tall tree or structure, or hug a copper pole?
I would like to not just hug a copper pole, but I want to have one that I can extend like a large wand into the sky and run around with it.
Are you sure you wouldn't duck under a tall tree or structure?
No, I think the closest thing I've got is hugging the copper pole.
Hug the copper pole. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, the answer is get to shelter right away.
Clearly these people aren't storm
Last
chasers.
one. You are upset with your best friend. What would you do about it? I refuse to acknowledge them until they say sorry. I try to have a calm one-on-one talk with them about the problem. I post on social media about how rude they are, or I egg their house. How is this common sense?
Yeah, what the fuck? Again, none of the above. I would release a horde of miniature guinea pigs into their house in the hopes that they eat their toes.
I feel like that falls into the vein of I egg their house.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah, fact checker, you're right. Eggs are expensive. You may as well just huck diamonds at their walls.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm not going to say who made this quiz, but there's supposedly a clinical psychologist, and I feel like you probably could have done better than this. Why is a clinical psychologist making fucking online quizzes?
Because they're fucking not a clinical psychologist.
It says PhD in their name.
This is like one of those things.
You think somebody would go on the internet and lie about that?
No, Gamage. Actually, what I think somebody would do is they would get a PhD, get fired, and then because they got fired, continue using the PhD and make clinical online quizzes.
You think a PhD is like a career move? A PhD is an employment?
No, I'm saying they would get a PhD, they would get a job, they would get fired from it, and then they would continue using their PhD title to make clinical online quizzes.
Okay, you mean what's actually happening here?
Yes.
I thought you were making
I'm describing the exact situation we're in. No, I'm being extremely serious.
Okay.
I work in the medical field. They're a receptionist.
I thought for a second, for some reason, I'm like, I got to work at Burger King and I was a PhD at Burger King, so.
I fucking guarantee you there's a fast food place somewhere that if you like take enough certs, you're the PhD at Burger King.
Dude,
and
it's
someone somewhere's using it out of the context of what they should be.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was that heart attack burger place in, I think, Las Vegas, where like you have to sign a waiver to get in and all of your waiters and waitresses are like dressed up as nurses. And they take pride in people fucking destroying their cholesterol.
Oh, I have a question for you since we're on the subject.
Yeah.
How do you feel about people who are not medical doctors wanting you to call them doctor? Because I respect that people went to school long enough to get a doctorate, but if you can't save my life on a fucking airplane because all you do is like look at rocks, I'm not calling you a doctor.
Now, I'm going to disagree because I don't think a dentist would be able to save your life on a plane. But they did go to school and they are a doctor. Yeah,
okay, maybe that was the wrong qualifier there, but you get what I'm saying here.
And I mean, like, somebody could go and get a PhD in clinical psychology, say they are a doctor, but they won't be
wrong
able to save
qualifier, but you do get what I'm asking.
I do, yes. I think that the issue is that we placed a specific importance on the word doctor. I feel like we need to separate it. Like, we need to have a different word for people who have like a doctorate in ornithology. Something else.
Okay, you're a doctor.
A doctor.
Because you can give me a tour of the ornithology lab.
No, but what if they can't? What if they suck at it? What if I'm like the best in my field, but I don't like to talk to people, and every time I do, I sweat and get an erection? I'd suck at a tour.
You'd be a doctorant. Sorry, I just absorbed I suck and I get an erection. You do absorb use one erections. Of those bird sex hats.
I do think we should come up with a word. Maybe not now because we're fucking way over our time, but
maybe we should ruminate on it and we'll come up with it next week.
Yeah, we'll make that the preamble. Next week we'll start the episode with ideas, concepts
Fact
for the
checker,
new Doctor for non-doctors.
Can you write that into next episode so I don't get stabbed in my sleep for typing?
Fact checker, can you also write down a reminder to buy toothpicks?
And toothpaste.
And actually, yes, toothpaste. I think we do need toothpaste. I've been fucking on that like last bit of that tube. I'm pretty sure we're out. Also, fact checker, can you order toilet paper?
Do you have... Fact checker says we have toothpicks and toothpaste in the drawer. Do you have a singular drawer that shares your toothpicks and toothpaste? And is it just the drawer labeled tooth? Tooth things.
It's the teeth drawer.
It says, no, Gamage. It's tooth things, but it's spelled TWO because it only has two things.
It's teeth soap. I forgot what Rachel wanted me to write down. She wanted you to write down a reminder to order Bionicles.
To talk about weird words. To talk about an alternative word for doctor.
Yeah, doctor alternative, yes. Hey, music. All right, so...
This struggle.
Your last week's pick for music was Ray, who I'm very familiar with. And I'm only bringing this up for the bit that you don't listen to my recs, but I listen to yours. So,
I listen to yours sometimes.
On to...
I texted you after I listened to Mayhem.
Yeah, it was good. You did another one, too. It was Destroy Boys.
Destroy Boys was really
enjoyed
good.
That one. And to be fair, I only recently started listening to your recs. There's a lot of older ones. Like, Brittany brought it up that, like, you had recommended Sawyer Hill before.
Yes.
I recommended him. Which is funny, because, like...
Thank God Brittany clocked that, because I was like, I feel like I recognize this person and could not for the life of me remember what was going on.
I will say that, like, I didn't even recognize my favorite song of his, Firestarter. Like, I recommended all the slow, not so good ones. Because he's not my favorite. Speaking of...
It's okay.
Look. Some of these aren't going to be winners, okay? It's a big random list, and I plan to get through every artist on this list, rain or shine. And I'll say that there's a lot of artists on here that I love, and a lot that I don't have any feelings over, and maybe I don't like. This speech is unrelated to my recommendation for this week.
Okay.
So Gamage Rabbit List number 15 is Noah Flourish.
Okay.
Flourish.
Flourish.
Look, I didn't have a lot of motivation to look up his pronunciation like I do other people.
Okay.
I'm recommending his top 3 songs because they make me feelings. I stopped there because, well, it was just so good, you know? Okay, real talk. Look, I'm being serious. Noah Flourish is clearly talented and hardworking. He writes beautiful music and poetic lyrics. They're just for somebody else, you know? Like, look, give it a listen. If that's you, level it up to you, my audio traveler. But I'm not going out of my way to put him on any of my playlists. Like, you remember my YouTube recap for 2024, and like I said, my listening habits are very high energy, and that's not Noah. Noah Flourish wants to write gorgeous music that, you know, gives you thoughts of masterfully crafted landscapes painted in pastels. Great. It's all very John Mayer. But if John Mayer took a creative writing class instead of reading The Hungry Caterpillar while zooted and writing down whatever came to mind.
Okay.
I
love this.
Do you like John Mayer?
I don't dislike John Mayer. Me in sixth grade like John Mayer.
I really.
But that's because all I had was the music that other people played for me. So yeah.
Look, I'm just
John
saying.
Mayer and Jason Mraz were on like 6th grade me's radar.
I'm just saying that Taylor Swift wrote a song about John Mayer, so.
I'm sure she did.
I'm not even.
They did date.
Yeah, he was 32 and she was 19.
Yeah, fucking weird. I remember even at the time being like, this is odd.
And some people like talk about how he's talented, and you can kind of say that, but like, look, so was Jimmy Page, and we're not giving him a pass for buying a 13-year-old from her parents. That happened.
Yeah.
So
it's not good.
Like, look, Noah Flourish, I'm recommending The Bird Song, Ghost of Chicago, and Loneliest Girl in the World. I actually think that you would eat this up. It's you know, I think my strong aversion to John Mayer has just tainted the soft piano guitar sweet college guy image for me.
That's valid.
I'll say, look, Noah is way more talented than John. I'll say that. I can at least get through his songs without wanting to drown a monkey.
Okay.
All right, I'm sorry. This kind of, because he did the song for Curious George, remember? I used to love Curious George until that movie came out, and his song was plastered all over it. He did
the song for it.
It was all over it. Yes, fact checker. Jack Johnson is in that category. I even kind of consider Michael Bublé in that category too. It's different music, but same feeling, you know? Mm-hmm. Look, I'm sorry. This kind of just turned into like a hate rally for John. For John Mayer.
It's not unfounded.
No, it's not. Not for John, quote unquote, my dick is a white supremacist mayor. His words, that's a quote, that's a direct quote.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not spreading misinformation. That happened. Look it up. All right. Hey Rachel, what are you listening to?
Sorry, I really love that this became like a huge rant and that you brought that specific quote up. It made me really happy. My recommendation for the week, I think you were really going to like. It's Paris, Texas. 2 words, spelled like the places. Paris, Texas. The specific song that I was going to recommend is Girls Like Drugs, but there are also 2 albums that have fantastic album art. One is They Left Me With the Sword, and it's a picture of a knight's feet with a sword. And then the next one is They Left Me With a Gun, and it's a picture of a knight with a sword at his feet and another knight who's dead. And it's just fucking funny. But also Paris, Texas, really good vibes. Couldn't tell you really what they are because I can't type on my keyboard and look it up. But like, I don't know, somewhere like, it's like a little bit hip hop. It's a little bit grungy and like rough around the edges. There's like a little bit of like,
I mean, like grungy, punky
like rap
hip hop
vibes
is
to
like
it.
is where it's at. Like that's the best kind, in my opinion.
Yeah, like that's the best way. Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. Is like a grungy hip hop with a little bit of rap vibes in it. But I think you'll really like it. It's got like heavy bass tones, or at least Girls Like Drugs has heavy bass tones. I don't know about the other songs because I honestly listened to Girls Like Drugs this morning and was like, this is fucking great. And didn't have time to delve into the other things.
Well, I get the feeling Fact Checker is going to use that for the music instead of Noah Flourish on the Instagram.
I don't know what would give you this impression, Gamage. I don't know why you would think this.
Look, I recommended him, okay? What do you want?
I'm proud of you. I'm so proud.
I'm doing every artist on this list, I promise, whether I like them or not.
I appreciate the commitment.
I don't.
I feel like you've been pretty hyped about a lot of them, and so it's got to be hard to roll into one person that you're like, eh.
I mean, like I said, his music is very like pastoral, beautiful landscapes. It's fine. It's just that like I'm not looking at paintings and listening to music, or listening to music while it's raining outside going ho hum. I'm not. I listen to higher energy things, and I was like. The Bird song, I've listened to that multiple, like, because I always pull up this playlist and put it on random, and I will hear these songs. The Bird song is like a very like, I don't know, it's different perspectives of like a relationship that's, I don't know, unhealthy maybe. It's fine. It's like John Mayer but not shit. Sorry, I'm doing it again. Close this out.
Yeah, we need to go back. We're gonna keep moving forward. This has been We Have New Tunes at Home. Gamage recommended somebody who's flourishing like John Mayer, and I recommended somebody better. So listen to the person I recommended.
More realistically, I negatively did not recommend one person.
Maybe we should have that on occasion where one of us just really recommends somebody we don't like. We're like, I can't tell you enough how much you shouldn't listen to this person. I like that a lot. We should do it at least once a year. Anyway, thank you for listening or not listening to our recommendations. If you like what you heard or you just fucking hate us, please like, subscribe, do whatever the thing is on whatever your most favorite is podcasting places. If you want us to talk about a thing, you can email us at whtpah@gmail.com, whatpa@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at We Have That Podcast at Home, all one gigantic word. Or follow us on Blue Sky at WHTPAH. Again, whatpa. That's it. Those are the places. I'll let you know if there's more later.
I want to thank me for the use of our theme song, Been Caught Swinging, off of the album Your Body is a Wonderland. Seriously? Seriously. Nobody even tried to stop that. They just let that happen. Available to purchase at your local... Am I the only one who gets major ick from Your Body's a Wonderland?
I didn't know that store became successful. I was really worried they were going to shut down after a week.
Well, I think they had a very specific clientele. I think, realistically, it's like a mafia front. We know that, right?
Yes,
like
well, because their
secret.
clientele cannot possibly be giving them that much money to stay afloat. It's for sure a front.
Yeah.
There's laundering happening. All right, cool. Next week, we'll be tackling the illustrious and fine art of pop culture, bitches. I've been incredibly sick, so incredibly on brand for me, Rachel.
And I've been upside down Gamage. Thank you for listening to We Have That Podcast at Home. Stop listening to John Mayer.
Bye-bye. Don't listen to John Mayer. He's a bad person.